Hi guys, today we're going to react to Lord of Ruins by Crypta.
It's funny, as soon as we saw her, I was like, yep, Fernanda Crazy Eyes Lira. She is awesome. She is so intense. Yeah, it took me back to the first time we saw them and her fantastic vocals, as well as the band being excellent. It started out and I was thinking, oh, is this going to be a ballad? And within 3 seconds, it's like,
No.
nah,
yeah, yeah,
nah. Some beautiful guitar playing in the
yeah,
beginning, very clear, very nice, leading into like some sort of a metal ballad, and then it's like bang,
yeah, yeah,
they're all over it, shredding like crazy. And yeah,
yeah,
and it's absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it so far.
yeah. It feels their entire vibe of everybody in the band is to disrupt your ease, to make you feel something is here to mess with me because it's so intense and dark at the same time, and they're all exploding with this mass energy that you don't even have time to get used to that.
It's almost like they vomit out a song and keep
Yeah,
going, which I love about it. It almost like it feels like whatever they're singing about in each and every song that they've. I mean, this is only the second time we see them, but I get the impression that it's a consistent thing with them. There's something burning within them
yeah.
that they have to say. It's somewhat overwhelming and intriguing.
It won't let you relax. It's not a therapeutic song. It keeps you on alert.
But the song itself has depth, which
Of
I
course,
really
yeah,
like.
yeah. That's a given. Yeah, there's a line there that caught my attention. Build strength out of storms of despair. What it tells me, it's a person that came to fulfill their dreams out of a very poor hand that was dealt to them. What strengthens that notion, as she continues, there's another line in another verse. Down in the pit of defeat, couldn't witness the dawn upon me. In the depths of desolation, intangible surface out of reach. So this person has failed many times. The gist of it, I don't know what kind of failure is it. Failure to succeed or failure to climb out of a bad situation. That's what's not clear so far. I kind of like to imagine that this has something to do with the drug abuse, but I don't know. It's just a thought. It's obscure enough to be open for interpretation. Loving it so far.
I'm not sure if it actually talks about like failure as such, but it's definitely like a dark time. That defeat does not have to mean that they failed at something, just that they've hit sort of rock bottom.
That's what's unclear.
Yeah, and when it starts off like that line that you referred to the first time, there's actually two lines on either side of it that actually kind of clarify it. Because the long forgotten warrior within me built strength out of storms of despair. So I am now a warrior and I'm built from getting the shit bitten out of me.
Yeah.
And she then says, agony made my skin thicker. Challenges made me clever. So with all the beatings that she kept getting along the way, she developed a thicker skin and got smarter. So she was learning the whole time. Down in the pit of defeat, couldn't witness the dawn upon me. So it's like being so low that she couldn't see a way out at some point. In the depth of desolation, intangible surface was out of reach. So she couldn't see herself climbing out of it, but she stuck to it. The sort of chorus or pre-chorus that comes after that is, the darkness is my foundation, the unknown is my domain, still amidst chaos I shall remain. So survival. The darkness is her foundation, because that rock bottom, getting beaten on the head constantly with whatever it is, she sees that as her beginning. I'm sure there was something before it, but she sees that as, this is my foundation. This is when I was created. Through all this pain and suffering, all that process built a warrior. And this is where I am. Very, very important.
And also that kind of environment is, she's very familiar with that. So it doesn't scare her anymore. Doesn't matter how worse things can get, she can take it.
And it's also about owning it, because Lord of Ruins. So it's like, not calling herself, I'm the lord of whatever the triumph side is. No, I'm the lord of the pit and despair. And now I know it taught me how to handle everything else.
Yeah, I own my ruins, or I own my defeat. I own my failures, and I know how to climb out of it.
She makes no excuses. It's like, this is where I was, and this is what I did to survive this. Having survived it, I am now much stronger, much smarter, and much more equipped to handle this world.
Yeah, and it's all on me. Yeah. There's something both visually and lyrically that's interesting to address. That presentation where she stabs that, what I can only assume, one of her demons on a chair. It's like she had made a decision to kill that demon that's been putting her down. There's a line there that she says, embracing life's inconsistency. I think it means she reached a level of maturity to know that life will always be this hard. And so she needs to harden herself in order to deal with that. That's what made me think initially about something that had to do with facing hardships as a younger person, as a person more susceptible to peer pressure, and like I said in the beginning, drug use. But I could easily be wrong, of course.
Sticking to what you're talking about right now, there's a line before it saying, mastering inevitable ends, embracing life's inconsistency. To me, if you're correct about the drug reference, this is actually reminiscent of AA, of basically letting go of things I cannot control. So that's possible. Taming the demon that haunted me, ruling the shadows reign. I think that what you were saying about the swords and the stabbing, like a good word for that would be to conquer. Like she's conquering that demon. I haven't decided yet if the person tied to the chair being stabbed or whatever is a demon, or is it her suffering throughout. We will see at the end of the clip whether there's a change there or not. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to symbolize that or the other. It works either way for now. But the line that hit me that I really liked was that that section where she says, time to rebuild my shattered self, to honor my path, raise a new realm, to remind all parts of me I survived, underneath my wounded past I rise. And the I rise had like an exclamation point on it, the way she delivered it. And that was fantastic. To remind all parts of me I survived. So it's like there's parts of you that want to surrender to the despair, but remind yourself, I got through all of that and it didn't defeat me. I rise, So instead of giving up and just kind of living whatever you have left, just like, nah, stand up, take the bull by the horns, you know, take life with both hands and just make a change. You're a warrior now. You've conquered this. You didn't just survive it.
Yeah.
You fought to survive it. So yeah, there's something very intensely uplifting, I think, about this song.
Yeah, all parts of me is her way of governing her entire self, because all parts of me means that there are different parts in her that means that she's having an internal battle. The different parts in her are fighting her. So that's her way to unify them by reminding them that she rose out of all her hardships.
It's not just that, it's parts of her that forgot that she survived. So it's like parts of me who have died.
All right.
I need to remind those dead parts that we have survived. I'm still alive, all of me.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is both dark, but also very both optimistic and uplifting. It's just, it's so intense. This again reminds me why we enjoyed the first one so much. There's just something about the way she delivers every line and the way they attack the song.
Yeah, and it still won't let you relax. It's not,
No.
this is a good tune. No, it's whoa, wait, hold on. Hey.
It grabs my attention so much because of the lyrics and that delivery. Yeah, I don't know. I find them fascinating. That was awesome. And my sneaking suspicion was confirmed. They were, let's call it, protagonist was the one who was, you know, wrapped in the red sheet and stabbed. That was actually them. And at the end, you know, that ordeal sort of has made them, you know, the Lord of Ruins. They rose above.
At one point, that creature was being mourned for.
Not if it was a creature, it looked like a person.
That person creature because it was covered. It looked like something that to be mourned for with the candles. So they
I think there was, I don't know if it was like a mourning. It seemed more like a farewell, like they were saying goodbye to some part of them or something like that. And now it's like a new, you know, warrior, a new person has been created.
Yeah, could be that they had to kill a part of themselves in order to triumph.
But that's the beautiful thing about this. It's like about taking a negative, turning it into a positive.
Yeah.
You know,
they had interchanging guitar solos. back to back. Both guitarists played almost in a collision with one another. It was awesome to listen to.
It was meant to kind of create a sense of chaos
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah, I thought it was just fantastic composition, that whole section.
When they showed them after they unveiled the person who was being stabbed, they looked cleaner and at peace. To what you said, it kind of had me thinking, is it that the part of them that dragged them down that they had to kill in order to rise from whatever brought them down, or is that stabbing is an attempt on them to put them down, which didn't succeed because they're fine?
Yeah, it could be interpreted in many ways. Like something happened to them, something was done to them, or it could just be about personal growth, about resilience against a lack of belief in yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it's about overcoming some kind of adversity, but we're not exactly told what it is.
Yeah. Maybe we should have caught up on it earlier. Maybe you did. I didn't, because she used 4 swords and there are 4 band members, and I probably should have guessed that it has to do with all 4 members.
Because again, they are the protagonist, so you know it's really about their transformation.
Yeah.
It could even be about the band itself, if you think about it. It could be that they started and they were not very successful, and people were putting them down, and it just made them stronger, you know, and they rose above and became successful to become the band that they are today, which is maybe why they're so ferocious, even to an extent intimidating, you know. So that might be where sort of the subtext lies in this. I just love this sort of like reclaiming power and some kind of authority, because at the end they sit there, you know, like queens, you know.
Yeah.
Lord. It's like self-realization, self-empowerment. They didn't get this power from some outside source. It comes from within. That's what I really, really like about it.
Yeah.
It's basically telling people not to make excuses and to take charge, be accountable, and just rise above, you know, make the change you need to get to where you want to get. Really triumph over adversity. And as I mentioned before, taking a negative and flipping it into a positive, pretty much.
The last verse kind of got me confused. They say, my downfall shall become my statement, my suffering a weapon of enlightenment, my obstacles, my empowerment. The last ordeal has ended. Reading it before listening to it had me thinking that this is not an optimistic statement. My downfall should become my statement. So the last time I'll state something would be during my downfall, and the last ordeal has ended. Life is full of hardships. Where would there be no more ordeals? And after having listened to the song, my opinion kind of changed. That means that the last ordeal has ended, possibly because they have learned how to deal with ordeals. So nothing will become an obstacle anymore because they know how to deal with it. So
or it will be an obstacle, but they will face it and get through it. Yeah.
And my downfall should become my statement. I shine best when I'm down. That's when I go to work. You know, that's what it means. Yeah.
I think that line, my downfall shall become my statement, is pretty much not exactly repeating, but repeating the same sort of statement from earlier. The darkness is my foundation. I think that's it's like saying, this is my base now, you know. My downfall is where I started. This is where I made my statement. Then, you know, I needed to get through this suffering, which was a weapon towards my enlightenment of understanding this. The obstacles became my empowerment. This is where I got my strength. And the last ordeal has ended because now I'm equipped to deal with anything.
Yeah, they'll never look at things as ordeals anymore. They look at challenges to be conquered. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm loving, you know, the layers in this. I'm loving the sound of this song, her voice, the way they play this. I think we're gonna need to cover this band a little more in the future.
Yeah. Great band, great song. Yep. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you'll get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time. The subject matter in the song doesn't really hide in the subtext. It's very clear. It's serious criticism against us, you know, against people, and has to do with climate crisis.
An indictment on us as people, the human race, whatever, you know, you want to call it. We should have known better. And even now that we know better, we're not making a change. Thanks again, guys. We appreciate you more than you know. Without you, there would be no show. So please keep coming back. Keep viewing, keep engaging. We will be here in a couple of days with a new episode, so we hope to see you then. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye guys.